Super glad that we've got him here. We had him on maybe a couple months ago and got some info about Azos, but I think there's been a lot of momentum, and you guys are more kind of like in the live, the full action swinging over there, whereas we got sort of the pre-launch. So it's great to have you back. If you want to, just for people that didn't happen to catch the episode, maybe give us just a little bit of, some of your history and interests in like technology and Web3. If you want to give sort of a quick once over on, how did you get here?
Thanks, Easy. Thanks, Jose. And great to be back on Easy's Corner and Token Smart Discord. You guys have always been a cornerstone and happy to support and have a chance to talk. So I am a technologist, a small flightless bird builder, creator, artist, and I have a previous background in bioinformatics and professional software development that I did for about 15 years before I came into the crypto space, mainly focusing on heart surgery software and personalized medicine, where I did cancer diagnostics. I have done all kinds of crazy things in Web3, from tokenized gold in 2021. I did Meta Factory, where I made merch for a bunch of people, including this which is the Genesis jacket. Uh, did a bunch of different things. Right now, I'm working on a stable coin on Base that is trying to save the rainforest and help trying to fund climate initiative and climate positive finance. So, when we spoke last time, it was right before we publicly launched for the Impact concert. So, I was trying to get people to come for a big party that we were about to have, which announced the public launch of Azos on October 23rd. So, literally about 2 months ago. And now, 2 months later, we got 50 vaults, 51 vaults opened up. We got about 140K in liquidity for the Azos AZUSD token. So we're doing well, and we're growing with intention, and growing with our communities. So right now, we're kind of in the phase where we're trying to tell people what we're doing, give people a chance to participate, and give people rewards for participating too.
That's impressive. You guys have been crushing it. And your shout out to the old Meta Factory days brought back a memory. I made there was like I don't know if it was necessarily a contest, but there was like an open submission kind of thing. And you could do a pixel design and get those shirts made by Meta Factory. And I mean, I am no pixel artist, but I did one. I plugged away and spent a bit of time. There was like, I think it was a volcano on the back. It was sort of like a volcanic island
I made
vibe.
that.
And I know Rizzle bought one. And yeah, and I've got one. And it was just it was a super fun experience.
Yeah, we actually made those shirts in real life. So the shirt that you're talking about, Sinkus,
Yeah,
went and he made 50 different shirts from different people around the ecosystem. And then at Meta Factory, we actually made those shirts for real. And I had the chance to make Easy's shirt as one of the first ones.
that's right. It was a Syncus. So that's what it was. Because I remember, I think we all went into Crypto Voxels, did a little tour, and then we had the opportunity to like make our own pixel shirts that would be wearables in Crypto Voxels, but then IRL through MetaFactory. I mean, there was just such cool stuff happening back then. I mean, there's still cool stuff happening, but I guess maybe it's partially nostalgia why I think that's like the coolest.
I mean, that
But this
was
is cool stuff
almost
too,
5
because
years ago.
yeah, wow, time flies. Um, this is really cool what you're working on now, being able to sort of provide like green finance, which is something that I think some of the bigger corporates might sort of pay lip service to, but when it comes down to it, it must be pretty challenging because a lot of money is kind of dirty.
Yeah, I think the biggest thing that we're trying to do is we're actually trying to make DeFi easier. So rather than trying to make it more complex or harder, or for people that are in a really niche, what we're trying to do is we're trying to make it easier. We're trying to remove some of the wild west that we see. Right now, DeFi is very cutting edge. Like they'll let you borrow right up to the point that you are going to be liquidated in 5 minutes. We don't do that at Azos Finance. We're trying to realize that people need a easier approach to things. So we try and make it easier for people rather than harder and more complex.
That's awesome. I see a lot of maybe like contests and things like that where you're getting pushed on different platforms. And now Coinbase is in that sort of that mix of like, oh, leverage yourself into some perpetual futures, and we'll give you like maybe you win a few bucks or something if you like leverage hard enough. And there's a huge risk that comes with that that people might not be aware of, and then they can get liquidated and lose everything. And it's just kind of scary. I've always stayed away. I haven't done any of that stuff. I've done DeFi. I've farmed and I've provided some, liquidity in LPs, and it's still complicated, even kind of just doing that for someone that maybe hasn't, doesn't know the ropes. So sounds like a really good place for somebody to come in that hasn't wanted to necessarily jump into DeFi and be able to do something without as much stress and as many kind of hoops to jump through. And then again, using your guys's stable coin, or I know that like USD Glow and the TGN tokens are also on platform for people to be able to use. I guess that would be to start a vault. Do you want to dive in a little bit, like how, let's say I wanted to go over and make a vault. What's the steps? What are some of the first steps for me to do that?
So I'm not sure if this is springing on you or not, but we were maybe thinking that I might be able to onboard you onto the process during this to show
Ooh.
you just how easy it is. The hardest part for most people, and I know this shouldn't be that difficult, but it's actually getting some funds on base in the first place. So most of the people that they're getting to the platform, we're also onboarding them onto base. So that would be my return to you. Is or do you think that you would be willing to try that live with me just to show how easy it is?
Absolutely. Let's do it. Because I've been wanting to like learn more about the platform and be able to basically do this. So let's do it live right here. I actually I handily had Azos.finance in a tab. So let me just grab that and put it in a window here. And I won't be able to see you guys quite as clearly. Let me just adjust my screens a little bit around, and then I will be looking at Azos Finance, and then I can also jump over to watch what you're doing. And I think I'm just about ready. Okay, I can see you, and I'm also over on Azos. I see launch app. There's a few little choices. There's about, there's collateral, team, partners, FAQ, launch app, and I'm already in the Discord, which is
Yeah. So we're gonna
plus.
launch the app, which will open the actual DeFi platform, which is app.azos.finance.
I wonder if I should share my screen for this. Well, let me first maybe see if I need to put in any
Put your address and your
log
stuff and
into
then
a
it'll appear your
wallet.
screen. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. Let me just my windows aren't quite as laid out as
Yes,
I
share
want
share your keys with us.
them. You're not getting rich off my wallets, but it is always best to to do that stuff. Okay, so I did launch the app. Um I'm looking, okay, I see a TGN safe. I'm trying to figure out what, I don't think I have enough USD Glow on base. I'll probably just go with WETH because I think I have some WETH. Let me just see. I'm gonna check my wallet here and also sign in. Okay, so let me
Okay.
go. Base, I'm on base now. I'm gonna see what I have over here. Is there a limit, like a lower limit for starting a vault? I assume there might be.
So the minimum amount to start a vault is $20. So you've got to borrow
Oh,
$20. And if you're using a stable coin, which have a much higher loan to value ratio, you can borrow $20 with as little as $23, I believe. For ETH, I think we might need to stake around 25 to $30.
let me see. Also, what I could do is because I have some USDC on base, I was gonna maybe swap for some. Remind me, what is the Azos token again?
AZUSD.
AZUSD. So let me see if I can find AZUSD. I might need to enter the contract. I might need to import that so I could then pick up some AZUSD. Um,
We have all of those links handy in the app as well. So it's really easy
Sweet.
if you're in the app to get those contract addresses, linked to the aerodrome pools so that you don't have to copy and paste or worry about going to the wrong spot.
Great. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to get out of swap here and I'm going to grab the contract address. Let me just find where I see USD
But
Glow.
you want to do a vault with ACUSD? I think you cannot do a vault with ACUSD, right? You do a
No,
vault to get
Oh, I'm going to
ACUSD.
borrow against. Okay.
that's
So
Yes,
right.
let
yes.
me just do a quick, let me just do, okay, Jose's pretty knowledgeable about this stuff. Let me do a quick swap,
I am.
just from like ETH to WETH over on base. So I've
To change if to
got
with,
a little bit
maybe
of ETH.
jumper a change.
Yeah, we also have a wrapper on the site too.
Wow,
Mm.
you guys are serious here. Okay, I'm gonna click on the little wallet thingamajiggy and connect my wallet first. So connecting, and then I'm almost to the point where I think I can share my screen. Just want to make sure. I don't think I'm signed in, so I might need to password. Oh,
And
okay.
so far you've made it through
Connecting.
the hardest part.
Nice. And for a lot of people, bridging is still that, like, if you haven't bridged before, it can sound like a lot. And there's always those first times where you do something new, you're like double checking the addresses 100 times. Like I remember those days of just like my heart's pumping. Even if it was like $100, I'm like, oh God, don't want to lose this ETH. And so I can understand why why it's a challenge to get people on. Okay, so now, okay, I'm connected. If I want to do a swap, I guess I could just do it in MetaMask, and then I'll have some the right funds to work with here. Okay, I'm gonna swappage some Ethereum to WETH on base, and then I'll fire up the screenshot. My computer's a little lag. Okay. Gonna get some wrapped ETH on base. And let's see. Point oh, what would be like $40 and
So we're at about 3,000, so 0.01 will be about $30.
I'll go with okay, 0.01. That should, if as long as that's enough, that's what I'll start with. So can you always add more once you have a vault? And you could,
Yes.
I assume, open a secondary vault maybe in a different token.
That's correct. And you can actually open another vault of the same token if you want to have different risk profiles. Let's say that
Ooh,
you have a large portion of wealth and you want to borrow against it, and you want it to be pretty safe. And let's say later on you need $20 right now and you don't care. You can borrow that at a riskier, or you could borrow it from the same vault as the original.
cool. Okay, so now I probably Do I click on your little wallet thing to deposit? Okay, now I think I can probably start sharing screen.
Yep. Okay, now that we have funds on base, as I said, that was the hard part. Now we'll do the rest in 2-3 minutes.
Great. Okay, come on over
And
and I'm going
so
to do a screen share. Oh, I
what
got to
we're
kill my video for that, I think.
what we're going to do first is we're going to create a proxy account. So on Azos, unlike with other accounts where it's a custodied account, in Azos, you're in full custody of your money. That means that when you stake your WETH, only you can access it as long as your account is healthy. So the
Nice.
proxy account that you're creating is a contract that you own that's going to interact with our smart contracts on your behalf.
I wonder why the screen share. That's great. I just hit screen share and it's telling me no, but I did turn off my video. Oh, maybe I need to unpop out from my view. Let's see. Where do I go back to stage? Do I just kill this? I think I just kill this window and I'll be back on stage, hopefully. Okay, now I think, no, it's not letting me screen share. That's odd. Hey, Drago. I'm trying to do a screen share and it just has the little circle with a line through it telling me like I can't share. Would there be any reason you would think of for that? I'm gonna check the live chat, see what our Discord wizard says. I see he's typing. Yeah, well, even though, okay, so let me turn off the camera. This is what I did before. My camera's off. I go over to screen share. I'm promising you, it's still showing the little circle-y bubble thing. I have to mute. Okay, Dragonite is typing. Take a screenshot and show you. Okay, 1, 2, 3, boom. Now let me just grab that screenshot of Majoog. I'm gonna send it to myself on my phone so then I can have, I'm just gonna have 2 devices open here. Okay, so I am now able to, I'm gonna have to add that photo, manage of course. Okay, boom, we're almost there. And boom. Okay, that is what it says. Oh, it didn't even come through all the way, of course.
Okay, it turns out the hardest part might be screen sharing.
Yeah, I mean, this is a little bit
Oh
wild
my god,
here.
screen sharing.
Oh, it's
Honestly,
on the, oh wow. Yeah, on the screenshot that I was taking, it doesn't show the cursor. So then it's not showing the little symbol. Oh, I have a workaround here to show Drago what it looks like. I'm just gonna take a picture of the screen with my phone. Okay, now I can send this to
How many
Drago.
devices do you need to take a picture?
honestly,
I know it's
this is why we try and make DeFi as easy as possible because technology is already hard and unfriendly. And
Dude,
like even just like I have a computer, I want to share the screen. You, it
it
has a
shouldn't
screen share
be.
button, right?
yeah.
Like
Technology.
the button's right there. It's like, no, not for you. I mean, there's got to be, I think Drago might have a trick. And it may be possibly me like leaving the stage and coming back up or something, or just a refresh of my Discord and
You can
jumping
always do
back
that.
in.
That is like a stretch for your computer. Like every time you do it, like it performs better. Oh, let's try
Okay,
backing
he
off
says
our own cameras.
everybody, yeah. And this is, just for a sec, I think once, okay, now it's letting me do it. Okay,
Oh, the
allow
magician.
Discord. I'm allowing Discord. I'm sharing application at Bezos. Okay, so I think, do you guys see
Yep, that worked.
Okay, great. Okay, so here we are. I'm not sure exactly what you see until I come back over to the stage. Okay, so it looks like you can see the web page. I'm not going to be on camera. I can make this a little bigger for myself. Okay, so here I am. I'm connected. I have a little bit of wrapped ether on base. And what's the next step?
Okay. Now that we're here, we got some collateral. We can click open safe, or we can go up to the little guy up top and click open safe from him as well.
On Safe Explorer.
Next
Okay,
to
let
it,
me just look here.
the little guy.
Oh, the little guy. I like
Yeah.
that. I'm going to click on the little guy. It's taking a second. My computer is just lagging out today. Okay, there it goes. It's happening. Oh, yeah, we got choices. We got wallet balances.
So
And
this is, yep,
there's the
this
baby we're
is our
probably going to
account
use.
initialization.
Okay, let's create me account. Yeah,
Yep. So this is the
that
proxy
looks
account that I talked about. So you'll have to sign a transaction right now, which is going to launch a contract that you will own to interact with
awesome.
the Azos platform.
This is rad. I'm learning. I love learning. Okay, I am going to confirm this as soon as, okay, looks like everything is in my MetaMask and only a penny. This only cost me a penny to set up. That's sweet. Because we're on base. I mean, ETH is, the gas on ETH hasn't been too bad lately.
Hmm.
But of course, it's much, much less painful on base, where like the highest possible crazy amount of gas would be like, I don't know, 15 cents is the highest I think I ever saw. And that was a while back. Okay, so now I see new things. I see I could wrap up some ETH. I see token approvals, and I see new safe. Or I think
Yep.
we're going for a new safe.
Yep. Let's open a new safe and let's select WETH.
There we go. We've got those 4 options, and I have some wet for a safe. Okay, there it goes. My computer's being slow, sorry. Okay, now I see. Now this looks like a little bit more complicated, but it's actually not very intimidating. It looks like basically there's a place for me to okay a certain amount of the WETH that I want to use, and then a borrowing area, and what's over here on the left basically is just showing my balance. I've got 30 bucks, and some collaterally stuff down here. I've got no debt. Excellent. Okay, so let's go up to deposit WETH, I would presume.
Yep.
And can I just dump the whole amount, or should I hold back like a tiny fraction for a fee or anything?
No, you can put the whole amount in. That's fine.
Awesome. That's nice. I just gotta get my pocket universe is like, this isn't covered. And I'm like, get out of here.
And yeah, as you were
Okay,
saying, that everything on the left-hand side is information that shows you what the status would be if you take the actions on the right-hand side.
cool. Okay, I'm confirming. And it should just take a second. I probably should have closed like, I don't think I have that many applications as open. Santa needs to bring me a new computer. I need some like, what, A7 core or something? Okay, we're submitted. I think we
Okay.
should be good to go. Token approved. You can now deposit your token.
So
Woo.
now our WETH and amount is entered, and that amount is approved. So now let's enter how much AZUSD we want to borrow. It says right now we can borrow $20.06. So let's put in $20 as the minimum borrow.
All right.
So
Okay, so it
what this
looks like,
says, yeah,
yeah, tell
is
us.
so right now it says that if you did this borrow, because we're at pretty much the maximum, near 150%, it's considered high risk. So you can see your liquidation price is $2,400. That means that This position will be liquidated if ETH falls to $2,400 at that liquidation price. So you're able to borrow up to 150, but we liquidate at 120%. So
Interesting.
you're going to be staking $30 worth of WETH and borrowing $20 worth of AZUSD.
Cool. And if I had, just as an example, if I had put in, let's say $100 worth of WETH, but I still only borrowed 20, then it would be a lower risk loan because I'm not basically, borrowing against almost all what I have in the bank, so to speak.
That's correct.
Okay, I'm gonna submit, yeah?
Yep.
Here we go. High risk position warning. I don't know if everybody saw this pop up, but it just explains your position might be liquidated if the collateral price drops significantly. I doubt ETH is going to drop to 2,400. If it does, I'll scrape up some pennies and buy some because
Yep.
I
You
have a
can pay back
feeling.
your AZUSD or add more WETH at any time.
Nice. Okay, I'm just doing the confirmations here.
But that was
And it
it.
looks like a
You
success.
did it.
Wow. I mean,
See
that's
that?
pretty damn simple.
If
Very
we go to
straightforward.
the Safe Explorer or the ecosystem, we can check out some of the other features that we have. So Safer Explorer, you can see everyone's safe transparently. Ecosystem is where we have our leaderboard. We have the seeds, which you can claim. So I want to make sure that we give everyone that tunes in and participates today some seeds. So let's go to the seeds board real quick.
Awesome. I mean, that was quite smooth and straightforward compared to a lot of the DeFi I've seen, where, again, like, you've got like leveraging for future trading and stuff like this that is kind of like a buzz. I mean, otherwise, DeFi often, and in my opinion, that's fairly close to gambling. But if you're talking about like, playing the meme coin DeFi zone. It's just I wouldn't do it unless I wanted to just throw some money away. Okay, so I see the seed token is the Azos community incentive token. Seeds are distributed to the community for various user actions. The seed token is used by Azos to reward engagement through achievements as a unit of measurement for loyalty and social rewards. Cool. So I need to reconnect again, is what it looks
This
like. So
is
I'm going to connect.
technically a different app. So this
Okay.
Yeah, this is our claim portal. So every time that we reward people with seeds, you can come here to claim them for pretty much less than pennies.
Get over here to
And this is also what our leaderboard is based off of. So we
cool.
move from the borrowing to your seed balances. So to climb the leaderboard, you have to make sure that you claim your seeds.
Ah, and it's cool to have a leaderboard which adds a little bit of kind of gamification, and then you can have probably different types of whether that's like a push on socials or something, or even like you said, you wanted to reward people that are active here today. It's really cool to be able to do that and have people sort of have a little bit of gamification towards borrowing and lending is very cool. Okay. Says I'm not eligible to claim seeds, but that might be because I'm such a fresh.
Yep. So we're going to take a snapshot at the new year for achievements. So if you go to your achievements, yep. So this we're going to take a snapshot on anyone that earned points. So you got some points for initializing your account and creating a
Nice.
save. If you do some of these other things, we'll reward you when we do our snapshot for that. And you'll get rewarded for all the future snapshots. So earlier people get compounded rewards. But these show additional ways that you can test out parts of the system. And another alpha for our holiday promotions is anyone that said GM in our GM channel will also get seeds for every GM that they've said through the last year. So definitely recommend hopping into the Discord and saying
Okay.
some things.
I mean, I'm actually doing that right now. I'm gonna say GM, and good regional time of day. Anybody here to be able to join the Discord? I can probably do that. Unless you've got one handy, I think you do have permissions. Okay. Let's see. Can I grab an invite here? Boom. Copy link. Come back to Token Smart. Go to the live chat. Boom. Okay. I just shared a link to the Azos Discord where, I mean, you know the hat I wear. It's not financial advice, but this time, with the knowledge, knowing Penguin for years and years, I would just say I'm financially advising you to go say GM. And then there's all these. So I see a bunch of little activities that I'm gonna do over the next 10-ish days or something
Mhm.
before the New Year's. And so if I deposit a little more, if I pay my debt back and then borrow a little more, it looks like there's a various ways to get these points and climb myself a little bit up the leaderboard. And that's going to bring me some higher seeds after the new
Yep.
year, which sounds like a really nice thing to do. I always enjoy sort of the gamified parts of these things as well. But yeah, that was super smooth. The hardest part, 100%, was getting the screen share working. Which I think if that's if is there anywhere else we want to go look at while I have let's take a look at the leaderboard.
Yeah. Take a
We'll
look
get a
at the
peek
leaderboard.
behind the scenes, see who's crushing it. Sky Dow up at the top. Holy cow, 90,000 seeds. I'm going to look through and see if there's any names that I'll recognize real quick. Nickel down. Civil
Yeah.
Monkey, whoa, nice. 18th, that's a good position. And of course, a lot of these are just wallet addresses, and I wouldn't recognize unless they were mine. But this is looking very cool. And then what's the grow
So the
area?
grow page, this is the newest one of the page. So we are uh, asking people and incentivizing people to participate in the liquidity pools. So I mentioned at the start that we have set up LPs for the AZUSD token. So if you wanted to close your position, you could go to Aerodrome right now, and we've got the buy AZUSD button at the bottom of the screen as well. And you could actually swap your AZUSD for USDC. And people that support these, we also have the AZUSD TGN pool. Uh, we are rewarding them the heaviest for seeds and for some of the initial incentives because they are the lifeblood for the DeFi platform to help make sure that there's liquidity for people. So
Awesome.
the grow
And
page, yeah.
I just opened both those up, and I've got to look and see where I have my TGN. It might be on this wallet, but it might be on another.
It
But I know
looks like
I
you had
I
a
got
little
a
bit of
little bit. Yeah, and that was like, from months and months ago, during the pre-launch, and I didn't have a lot to spare at the moment, so I don't know. I think I got $10 worth or maybe $20 worth of something back then. It might be worth a little more now, but I just popped those open, and after the show, I'm gonna go and see what I can add to the LP, and I bet that'll get me, probably some seeds, something good. It's always nice to be able to support projects with you know with good ethos, and especially when you know people on the team and have known their work ethic previously, because a lot of there's a lot kind of flying by the seat of the pants, it feels like. Not that all of it is, but over on whatever the mini apps on Farcaster or the base app, there's all sorts of stuff where you can kind of get into some DeFi. And I'm always a little cautious. There's a few that I participated in some, but it's a lot more comfortable when you personally know some of the people on the team, or you're able to vet really well the background of the people that are creating vaults and whatnot. and liquidity pool. So this looks really cool.
Thank you.
Anything else we want to look at?
I want to say that, this is the result of 2.5 years of work. So a lot of refinement, a lot of users helping out get to where we are and trying to make it as simple and easy as possible. So, uh, yeah, it takes a lot to make things very simple. So
Yeah.
I'm really, really happy with the interface and the people. And thank you, Easy, for taking the time today too. I figured it's one thing to talk about things and talk about DeFi. It's another thing to actually like see it and experience it, because we can talk about staking or locking things up, but it's kind of amorphous, right? Like, we what does that mean? And so we saw what it meant. It meant, the smart contract is now holding some of your money, and you got some other money. So it's
That's
a bank without any paperwork, essentially.
I mean, this is kind of like the future we had been talking about for years and years. So it's really nice to see it working so smooth, really quick. Very, for especially if you're someone who has either done a little crypto, or maybe you're coming over from some other finance area, or even just a total newbie, like that's some pretty easy to understand ideas and mechanics. It's nothing crazy. It's fairly well laid out on the screen for you just to look at and be like, oh, okay, if I deposit more and don't borrow like basically almost as much as I have, uh oh geez, in the safe, then it'd be less risk, and the liquidation, price would probably change some. But
Yep.
yeah, really smooth. And then again, nice to be able to earn some seeds. And Jose, you can jump back on cam if you want. I killed my stream, but yeah, what that was like from the time we actually got the screen share going to the time that I had finished setting up the vault and borrowed was a couple minutes at most. And then we looked around a little bit at the different, the leaderboard and some other activities, but really a few minutes to be able to have, borrowing on a platform. Like I had to go to the bank here in Costa Rica, so that they have a thing called SynPay, and it's basically just to be able to send money from one cell phone number to another. And I was in the bank for hours. I filled out, I mean, wasn't I they had a stack of papers on the like counter. Luckily though, like a lot of it was just jargon and there was a few to fill out. But like I had gone and already and this is like, online, they have an app. I had already signed up for all this stuff. I had done it. This was like months ago. I had done one as a test and I was like, oh cool, my SynPay is working. So I could easily like, pay for whatever. A lot of people use it even in like little bodega stores here, or to pay the person that's coming to fix a leaky pipe, like whatever. Like everybody's using it. And to think that they turned mine off, and they're like, oh, you need to come back in and like fill out a bunch of forms that you didn't fill out when we shouldn't have turned yours on or something. And it's wild to deal with the banking system. They want like every bit of data they can squeeze out of you, and you've got to literally go there in person with your ID, do all this stuff. So it's incredible to have finance kind of this free and open.
I mean, the tools and our main customers are large asset managers, but the tools are accessible and easily to use. So, everyday people get access to them because they're permissionless. So, it's meant to help fund these large projects, but it's accessible enough that regular people can use it when they need. Like, for example, when I was at Dev Connect and ETH was not doing very well, and I needed to pay some bills, I didn't want to spend my ETH. So I used my ETH and got a little bit AZUSD, paid my bills, and then paid back the AZUSD. Now the ETH
Nice.
is going up. It didn't really cost me any of that impermanent loss from uh, the gains because
Right.
I had money.
Selling. Yep. Yep. Because yeah, if you're, obviously, ideally, we're buying low and selling high. But if you have to use it when it's high to pay for stuff, that's not great. So I'd much rather put some in a vault here, borrow some AZUSD to spend, and then when ETH is low, I can be like, sweet, I can buy some more and have even more funds to spend, or just pay it all back, accordingly. And it in the basically the history of finance, for as far as my knowledge goes, I'm not super knowledgeable about the background of finance, but it seems like the loans are there for the like highest, like the top 10 or 5% or something of the population, at least in the United States. If I get a loan, it's like credit card interest rates, it's like 15, 25% or something. But if I'm some accredited investor, or I'm another bank that is like horribly mismanaged and is going to go under, I could get like zero interest loan of $1 billion or something. So it's really nice to see this kind of thing available for just the everyday guy like me. Anybody out there that's watching this later or watching live on another platform or here with us, I would definitely say jump in the Discord. The links in the chat. You could probably go and ask any other questions you want over there and get a nice friendly response, and clear up any doubts you might have of anything maybe we didn't cover. But yeah, I mean, and like you said, years of work to get here, and I just want to say thanks and good work, because that was super smooth. I've noticed in the chat people are saying that looked looked really easy, looked really smooth. Aperion Creations, great to see you. Quality equals corporate usability for everyone. Yeah, usability for everyone. Oh, somebody has the hand up. Click, click and buttons. Click
Also,
and buttons. I don't see
also,
click and buttons in the.
Llama made a couple questions that I grabbed and I posted recently. Yeah.
Do you want to take questions, Jose?
Yeah, I grabbed these questions from Yama, so he made two questions. One
Oh,
question is,
compiling. Okay.
yeah. Yeah, I can tell them. One of the questions is, what does ACUSD use for collaterals to stay pledged, or does it only rely on user assets? I ask because few weeks ago the major dumps tanked a few lesser stable coins, leading to the pegs. That's the few questions, and we are gonna make the second one after that.
Sure. So what we do when we took a look at the grow page, we saw that information. So the AZUSD is paired currently with two different forms of collateral, USDC and TGN. Uh, One of the alpha sigma answers is that we're also looking to get into the Sky ecosystem. So we might have some USDS that we're backing pools with as well. We do not use customers' funds. We incentivize people to participate and join this. And what we've made sure is that we've made sure that more than half is dedicated to the liquidity pool. That means that if every single person were to take their AZUSD and cash out tomorrow, there's liquidity for everyone to do that. And we do that through liquidity partners.
Okay, next question is, okay, is ASOS pretty much similar to a sort of Ave for greens?
So the short answer to that is no. Aave is a lending and borrowing market. So in that one, you're able to stake any token and borrow any other token, and you pay a dynamic interest rate. So you could be paying 8% for USDC, you could be paying 20% for USDC on Aave. So you never know because it's based on the utility rate, utilization rate. On our platform, you are in full custody of your assets, so it's much more like a safety deposit box where you put something in and you're able to take something out because of it. So the interest rates are fixed on those. You know what those are going to be. They're not changed or dynamic. And instead of being able to borrow ETH or Bitcoin or any other asset, the only thing that we'll let you borrow is AZUSD. So that's what we denominate the debt in our platform in. So you're not borrowing someone else's AZUSD, like Aave. It's they lended it, and now you're using someone else's money when you borrow it. In AZUSD, it's only your AZUSD that you minted, or if you bought someone else's that you're repaying with.
Seems like a lot more straightforward with less that could go wrong
Yes.
versus a platform that gives you a multitude of all these options and different fluctuating rates on what you're paying for a loan. You deposit some ETH and then you buy some Bitcoin. Both of those are fluctuating. It sounds like this is a lot more sort of like we're talking about, more of like a for everybody type of platform for depositing a little bit of cryptocurrency and then being able to take a loan. And that's a little more limited maybe in the different things you can deposit, at least for now. But it makes it a lot more clean and less risky, is what from what I gather.
And we are also very selective and opinionated about the collateral that we take in. So each one of the assets is what we consider to be clean money. It's things that are helping provide solar infrastructure. We believe that WETH and ETH is the cleanest money ever invented. The move from proof of work to proof of stake and the continual improvement just shows the dedication to improving things. But uh, the other big difference is someone that is really extreme at DeFi is going to play these things with Aave. We work really well as part of a really complicated system. If you're an advanced user, we're priced such that you could lever up and you could do these things using Aave because we're a lower interest rate than them, such that there are games if you are a big DeFi user. We're trying to make it easier for people. So those opportunities are there if you are really experienced at DeFi. You'll find them out, and it will have some tutorials for that. But we're trying to make it extremely easy for people because there's already a lot of people that are very advanced.
Mhm. And there's a big influx, it seems, of people coming in through some of this, blockchain socials. People coming over to Farcaster protocol, whether that's on the Degen app or the Base app or the Farcaster app. There's big pushes by like Coinbase specifically, and I think that might be sort of a catalyst for more people to be coming in over. From just general social medias, not knowing much about cryptocurrency, or maybe not a whole lot about finance in general. So for someone to be able to find you guys over in those platforms, it could be a really great opportunity. If someone has maybe a little capital, they want to start a sandwich truck, I don't know, like it just seems like it would be a pretty an easier route than trying to go get a loan from a bank or something, or just go gamble and buy some crazy meme coin and hope it goes up, which happens like -0.% of the time.
Definitely.
Gonna check for more questions. Oh, was that both, or was there one more question, Jose? I think
I already made
that
the
was
two questions, but Yama is giving more questions after you gave replied. So
it.
uh, he says, "What are the fees like on the ASUS platform?"
So right now we have fixed 5% for our fees, and that's annualized. So that means that if you borrowed $100, after 1 year, you owe $105. So every block, it adds a little bit of interest. So if Easy wanted to close his position right now, he needs to go buy about a penny or less of AZUSD to close his position.
And then I do see Llama had said, so no Bitcoin holdings at Azos, even though there's a trend to use renewables for mining, which I think is a great trend. I think the smartest miners are, probably like digging ice caves in Greenland or something. That would be, if I was going to go Bitcoin mine, I'd want to be, cool in my rigs, with a 20-foot ice shelf above me or something too. But any comments towards that? Like in future, could there be adaptation of other cryptocurrencies?
Yeah, so we want to support pretty much everyone that's helping the planet and making a climate positive impact. As long as you meet our risk assessment framework and impact assessment framework, we want you on our platform. And we can actually assign different levels for different people. So if you're new, you don't have to share in the same risk profile as, Power Ledger or one of the other people that, or even TGN. Each kind of asset has got a different risk profile and exposure on our platform. So as we grow, we are going to take in new assets, but we're going to do it responsibly. We're going to make sure that each one of the assets on our platform meets the criteria that we want. And you can click the little info button by each one of them on the app to find out why we selected them, see the past chart, get a report card for them, and see all of the verifiable links within our app. That way, you're not going to 3 different places to find out if this is the right contract address, this is the right website. Everything is kind of in our app, so you can understand why we selected the asset as well. So we're sharing our research so that you can do some of your own research.
And I saw we got Clickin' Buttons is finally here. It's Andy Borwell from PageDAO. Nice. What's this all about? Summary just got here. Basically, it's about having responsible funding for a lending platform. Responsible in a climate aspect. And USD Glow, I've known about them for a couple years now. I've been on some shows with the people from USD Glow, and I think they seemed like a really solid crew. And right away, I was like, oh, I'm going to buy some USD Glow. You guys are doing going at it the right way. TGN, Jimmy Cohen, freaking amazing. The guy, like, if he was here right now, I'd just give him a big hug and be like, bro, how's it go? I mean, he's just like, he's out there. He's doing the hardest work you could imagine to get people to plant trees and like get governments to plant billions of trees. And so TGN is the token behind that. So those are some pretty awesome tokens to be working with. And I just happen to have knowledge of some of people on both those teams. And so I can, myself say I vouch, easy vouches for it. And I don't vouch for a lot. And, you know me, been around a while. But yeah, I didn't recognize the Clickin' Buttons. I saw the hand up, but there was no like questions in the chat or anything. So I was a little hesitant to just invite the mystery kitty up without seeing they're a real person first. But if you do, I think yeah, ban all private jets. I'm down with that. For sure.
And
That was a llama comment.
I wanted to highlight that traditional finance assets being tokenized right now is the largest growing sector of crypto. It's traditional finance assets being tokenized. And working with these people over the last 2 years, I would say, in terms of the crypto knowledge and the knowledge transfer, a lot of that has not happened for traditional finance. That's another reason that it's got to be extremely easy for people to use, because the next wave and the next billion people on crypto are not crypto native yet. The next apps and the next things that are happening, this generation of apps needs to be for people that don't understand any of what we're talking about now and just want to use a good website.
And with the big Coinbase announcement was like gamble and business accounts. So I don't know, perpetual futures and leveraging and like an AI and a bunch of push towards getting businesses to come and basically tokenize their assets is what it seemed like to me. and interesting because, okay, that's going to get a lot more people on the blockchain, which I think is a good thing. And so, there's kind of like, okay, good, but at the same time, like, please don't turn all these little people into exit liquidity with your pushing the gambling stuff on them. So this is something that is the opposite of that, and is like, here's an opportunity to take a little bit of what you have, and then you can borrow and pay back later with a very 5%, I think you said,
Yeah.
very small fee on that. So compared to, I don't know, probably I think the highest credit card APR out there is like 30% or something. It's like,
I
so
mean,
people are targeted because they're poor and they've had to use a few lines of credit. And then it's like, okay, well, you're going from like, the lower like 19, which is crazy, usury. I mean, if we're talking biblical here, this is like, toss the tables and throw them out of the square. Literally up to like, yeah, 29%, maybe higher. I don't know.
yeah, and the 5% is, it's actually lower than even some home loans, most home loans these days. So try to be very competitive, and it's going to be DAO managed. So, and after we have the Azos token, we can have other pools that have less than 5% or more than 5% if that's what people want, and depending upon the asset. So, trying to make it extremely fair for the people as we start.
Awesome. So as an example, a little down the line, Dow votes, hey, we really want to try and get like a 2.5%. Would that just mean that you'd have to have a little more, backing it so that it's very low risk?
I mean, there's a bunch of different levers that we can play with from the loan to value. I mean, we could also just have lower stability fees for some pools. So the platform is very flexible with what we can do, and to also say it very clearly, we're a MakerDAO fork. So MakerDAO made what I believe is one of the best stablecoin platforms, decentralized, and it allows us to pretty much change and work every different type of parameter that we have. So it's very flexible.
And is there like, I don't know, some sort of upper limit cap? Like say I want to buy a beach house, not today, but someday. And I don't want to go through the bank for a loan. And, my bags skyrocket and I'm like, hey, it's time for that, beach house. Can I just come over and throw down like, I don't know, 150,000, couple 100,000? I don't know how much a beach house in Costa is. Maybe there's probably some that are way more affordable than like Miami or whatever.
So right now, as I said, we're growing responsibly. So the maximum allow that we allow people to borrow is 55,000. So it's a little bit less than a beach house right now. But as we get more liquidity and we're able to grow the depth of that liquidity, we'll be able to scale up the amount that people can borrow and the entire platform.
I
So
mean,
right now,
you pretty much just launched like we talked about at the beginning of the show. 2 months ago you were here and you were gearing up for launch. So yeah, I think and actually I think I could probably find something for that range in like Southern Costa. It's crazy. Like you could get like a nice little house on like literally like, walking distance to the beach for like 50 grand, I swear.
amazing. Yeah, when I was
Come
in
on
Buenos Aires,
down.
it was cheap.
Yeah, yeah. Okay, let me check the chat and see what people are talking about. And I see Jose with his guitar on. Um, yeah, we're getting a lot of I love to see the the chat being super active and having like little conversations inside, people talking to each other, people asking questions. This is great. I'm going to if anybody's in here that is not using their Farcaster handle and you are on Farcaster, just put in the chat here your Farcaster channel, your Farcaster handle, so that like tomorrow afternoon, after the new tip in allocation come through, I can tip everybody some tip in for being here and being active too, because I just love to see this action. Yeah, great. Oh, here's one maybe. What's energy efficient about? I think that was in between them. What's energy efficient about status quo? What is your competitor? What is this structure? Okay, I'm trying to dial in a little on that because that's a pretty wide open question. Okay, yeah, answered. Okay, great. Let's have maybe Jose, if you want to play a song, and then would it be cool, Penguin, if anybody did want to just jump up with us and ask like a specific question or something? Okay, so if anybody out there is still like got a kind of itch to dig a little deeper, you can, okay, click in buttons. Invite is sent.
Hello.
Hello,
Hi.
good copy.
Hey, hey.
So, just like briefly, like what what is the status quo like market that you're talking about, and why is it energy inefficient, and what is this project, and how does it help with that? Thank you.
Sure. So the status quo right now for traditional energy finance is very OTC. You'll need basically to be a carbon broker, and it's a very small market of people that are interested or actually playing in this space. So as these businesses are tokenizing, they've been told tokenize, you'll get a whole new set of customers, but they don't really have any utility from their token aside from that it's a digital twin of the traditional asset. So what we're doing is we're providing a lot of utility for these. So the carbon credit is not only a carbon credit, we also recognize the value, the actual like regulated value of it. So we're able to take the capital efficiency of these assets and allow people to use them at their will. So if we take carbon credits as one of the examples, and it's only one of the verticals that we support, but usually people have got a bunch of carbon credits that sit on their books and they retire them at tax time. So that means that and especially because the assets get more expensive over time, you can buy a bunch of them for cheap now and retire them, but then they just sit on your books. So this allows people to actually use that money throughout the year and then pay back the loan and use the carbon credits as they're intended. For things like the RECs, that would be instead of you using them as carbon credits and writing off your emissions, you would actually be using the electricity as part of the what you're redeeming. So each one of our aspects has an RWA aspect that you would be kind of redeeming against. And that's the capital efficiency that we're helping is reducing the time between people being able to use those and actually being able to generate additional yield and capital efficiency from those assets.
What kind of
Boom.
nice. What kind of I'm not quite smart enough, but I sort of am getting it. What kind of what sort of market do you think you might be able to disrupt in terms of just like an idea of the numbers, like how big, like how much do you think this will open up? Like how do you see this playing out in like an ideal, successful sort of scenario in terms of, sort of on the whole market there, like in the customers and the demo.
Sure. So let's take stable coins and just do some basic numbers and math. So stable coins right now are pretty much the number one use case for crypto. They do about $100 billion daily in transactions back and forth through transfers, tether, everything. $100 billion. There's $4 billion in base in stable coins. So we have signed $1.5 billion worth of MOUs. So this is collateral that wants to come on, wants to go to base, and wants to actually mint $1.5 billion of AZUSD. They want to do these things that for land conservation, for buying new facilities, for biochar, for all kinds of very important things, extra liquidity to help grow their businesses. But what they do once they come to us is they're able to essentially enter into this risk assessment framework and establish the limits that people would normally trade at. So that's kind of like the risk side of it. Let me see. What was the second side of your question? There was a two part to that.
Just like what kind of size of market do you think maybe you could disrupt? Like, how do you
Yeah.
see this playing out, like in an ideal
Yeah.
scenario? How do I profit from this or help?
Yeah. So that was the size of the stable coins. The other side that we're talking about is this traditional finance market, which is going to be 30 trillion to 40 trillion dollars in the next 5 years. So if we compare that to the size of a normal DeFi platform, the scale of traditional finance and environmental assets dwarfs anything that we have in crypto today. So as people like the $1.5 billion comes on chain, like this is going to be a major place to disrupt DeFi, stablecoins, everything that we do. So we're giving people options and opportunities to invest in with environmental mandates. So if you are trying to participate in this, a large part of the people that we are supporting, asset managers, European markets, they already have to support ESG. They have to do all of their emissions details. So this is a way that they can support ESG finance, step in, and also provide a lot of utility for some of the assets that I described and that we're trying to bring on chain. So that's kind of the stablecoin side of it and the new asset side of it. And as I said, kind of in the middle of the talk, our largest customer base is actually the people that are generating these credits that want to go buy $100 million worth of rainforest and preserve it. They want to build another Texas facility to do biochar production. They're large players in the environmental ecosystem that need additional funding, but they're too small for traditional funding. They're not looking for $100 million or $50 million. $1 million or 500K, or some of the projects like with the rainforest, they are looking for $100 million. But there's a large amount of these people that need smaller financing and want to kind of learn about crypto. They want to learn about tokenizing assets. They want to learn how they can use these new tools with what they're already doing and see if it makes sense, if it makes additional money. So that's our main customer. And the other people like myself, like Easy and yourself, maybe, we get kind of the benefits of these larger players and the interest rates that they support. So the tools allow us to kind of build our rules into the money and enforce the rules through the smart contracts and then open them up to everyone. So they're built for millions of dollars, but they work for $20.
So I can invest in the loan. How do I make money? How do I play?
Yeah, so just like any DeFi platform, we have incentives for taking out loans and doing all those things, participating in LPs. So a lot of the traditional DeFi games that you would play, we are going to incentivize people that are doing it and showing up and participating. So just by kind of doing the things that you need to, getting some of those achievements, saying GM in the GM channel. So yeah, showing up is how you get some of the initial seeds, which will blossom into Azos coming up.
I'll pick up some trash for 100,000. That could be my little project.
Great, thank you.
I'm gonna grab the link also to the Discord again. I'm just got to it, and let me just copy this, and I'll paste it at the bottom again. So anybody, there you go. And then I'm also putting this in event links, which is directly below live chat. So at any point in future, or the end of the show or whenever, if you didn't get a chance to go click on that Discord link, it'll be in event links, so you don't have to like scroll through live chat and try and find where that link was. So a nice, easy way to get access to the Discord there. And yeah, I mean, why wouldn't you go over and drop a GM daily if you're gonna be earning some seeds, and of course opening up a vault, which you missed. It took like 2 minutes. All I had to do was put some. I had a little ETH, so I swapped that into WETH on base, and then from then it was 2 minutes max, and I had a vault open, and have I can borrow. It was like $30, and so I can borrow 20, and would only get liquidated if I think it was ETH dropped to what was it? It was a large drop. It was like down to 2200 or something like that.
Yeah, 2400.
2400. There you
Yeah,
go.
2-4.
And so
Easy, what's been good?
pretty.
What's up with PageDAO?
You know what? I saw there was a bit of message in the Web3 Writers Union, which is sort of a group of PageDAO people. I took kind of a hiatus for a little while. We even took we took like a month off of the corner, just because, going for 5-6 years straight, every week with like 2-3 shows, started to get a little bit of burnout, and just had a bunch of stuff going on in IRL that I sort of had to take care of. So I think it was like October, November, I sort of stepped back a little. And then in the last, kind of end of November back, we started rescheduling shows and getting back into the swing of things. It was probably a good idea to take a little time off every 5 or 6 years, like take a month off or something.
Right on.
Yeah.
Well, I've
Yeah,
been trying to
but
get at
things are good.
yeah, cool. Nice. Yeah, I've been trying to get at old Dylan and Indefatigable, and anybody who's interested. I'm kind of ideating about an app. Maybe I can fold some PageDAO into it with like some kind of
Ooh.
usage there, and perhaps like widespread exhibiting of the books, and within a community. I'm just thinking about this, and I don't know if I'll ever do it, but I'm been interested in making a Spaces app where you earn a token, and then that basically like Clubhouse plus Pump Fund, where you can
Well,
be
just
earning like.
check out.
Mhm.
So we're live right now on House, which used to be Farhouse, a mini app
Mm,
on Farcaster. And me and Jose in Felons, who was here earlier, did about five,
Felons.
6 months of every Friday. It was called Farhouse Friday. They just rebranded from Farhouse to House. So we rebranded to the Speakeasy, which is an old show that we're bringing.
Same.
So it's just like kind of the cycle. But in House, you can opt to create a token or link a token to your stream. So we're streaming this. Trislet, thank you very much, good sir, is sending this over into House, which people can watch, just in their mini app, so they don't have to come to Discord or whatever. I should probably be over there and like seeing if anybody's watching and asking questions. Maybe I'll check that in a second. But I'm just enveloped here in this awesome conversation. So yeah, there's, and also Dylan is pretty active over on Farcaster. He's built some cool mini apps. So I would
Yeah.
say if you're not active over there, jump over there. It's kind of,
Yeah.
I feel like, where the
Actually,
cool Web3 stuff's happening right now.
actually, Dylan
yeah,
is
I gotta
helping
scope it
me.
out.
Dylan is helping me to make a mini app for birthday songs and custom songs based on your natal chart, or if you want to gift it to somebody, you give me the natal chart. I take the information and I do a custom song for the person, or if it's their birthday, we can also do the traditional Christmas song on Spanish or English or in different genres. It's really cool. I think that there's a cool meta right there of individuals doing mini apps to offer their service in a custom way. I think that Web3 is also made for that.
Oh yeah. And Dylan made a cool app over there where you can basically take any link. I think the first one I did was a cipher that I had minted, and then I also did maybe an episode of Easy's Corner or something. But you can take any link. It's called Evermark, and you can put it in the Evermark mini app, and then it's on the blockchain, right? And then people can vote on like cool links. So like there's stuff happening. You should definitely get
Yeah,
involved.
brother. Thank you. Yeah, Dylan was trying to tell me there was something, I think it was Dollar Degen, and then there was some, or before that, there was some other one that went down because of a bad tokenomics or something, and he was recommending check out those folks because they're kind of doing what I'm talking about a little bit. So I just haven't dipped in the Farcaster yet, and I was a little bit dissuaded just from that recent news about them moving to be a wallet and not maintaining this and that, but I guess it's, still going and whatever. I don't really like gated things either, like invite. I don't know. Some of this stuff kind of turns me off by a lot of the Web3 offerings that I've seen.
It's
I don't know.
pretty wide
Yeah.
open now. I'm pretty
Yeah, okay.
sure it's open for everybody. Like there was earlier, you had to have an invite and like a code and whatever. Now you can, I'm pretty sure, just make an account and link maybe your ex or give them an email, and so then you're active
You
and
can
rolling.
join. You can join also through the base app. I think they open not right now, and I
Yeah,
think that
the
you can
base
also
app is
access
wide
it with
open.
the Degen app that just launched, and that lets you to program post. So it's gonna be my house soon.
Oh, and I got in. I'm finally on DGen app. What happened is I didn't update the app because I do my updates manually. And so when I had opened it, it still said like, "Where's your invite code?" And then I went to the App Store, updated it, and it's like, "Yeah, just here you go, make an account." So things are opening up more on the Farcaster protocol for sure. And there are, there's like 6 different platforms that you could go on to the Farcaster protocol that are little apps in my phone. But yeah, I still like Farcaster. We have channels and chats and mini apps, whereas the base app, although they're adding mini apps, is just sort of like this one Doom feed. And it's like, it's very unorganized. How do you find something that you're interested in? To me, it doesn't make sense. And so the Farcaster team has said, oh, we're focusing on the wallet, which is good to have an excellent wallet, but it's not like they've taken away all the social aspects. They're just kind of focused on building the wallet. And the community
Yeah,
in
that's pretty
large,
cool.
yeah, like they were like, we don't know if we're going to keep supporting channels. And a lot of people are like, what are you talking about? This is how we connect. And so the user base, they still listen to, somewhat.
Yeah.
There's also
My idea is
different
just that there
clients.
should be some.
There's different clients coming out of Farcaster and this like current meta. There's one I'm being a beta tester as a curator, which is called Sofa. At the beginning, it was called Depthcaster, but then the name was branded to Sofa, like a sofa, but also like sofa, like philosophy, like sophos. So the idea it was basically having a place that was cozy and that was curated like like a sofa. It had to feel that way. Actually, they have certain things they are working on, but I can curate content. I usually look for content that I like and it's appealing. Actually, I curated today's space and I put it there because I do think that this is a great hub. If you have 1 hour to share on your Monday, tune in. Like this is the place to philosophize and also learn about Web3.
Yeah, my idea is like,
Oh yeah.
let's say that this was on, the plat. Like, I think that there should be a somewhere where there's hundreds or thousands of rooms, like a clubhouse kind of thing, where you can just open a lobby, see what's popping, click, easily stream, easily start like a club, a community, like Discord kind of, and where you could stream and it's got a good UX and where you'd be earning tokens to own the network. So then, that token could be used for premium streaming or for promoting the room and then could be sold on the secondary market. So And where you'd be earning, token for the room that you're in as well by contributing, by speaking, listening, or like posting.
Vibe code it up, bro. Like, Farcaster protocol, I'm sure you could pretty much vibe code, and then yours is a little more advanced, so you probably need a little bit of a dev to help. But like, you could that could be created within like, I don't know, take you a month or something, and then it would be there, and like, you could have it. If it was on the Farcaster protocol, then it could be visible to other apps and platforms using the protocol. Because starting from scratch, building something like that, it would be hard to get people over. But if you use something that is a growing network of people still kind of joining and stuff, then that could be really cool. Maybe you could get some AZUSD. You just got to open a vault. Then you've got a little bit that you can borrow to pay that dev, like the parts that can't just be kind of vibe coded with like Claude or ChatGPT or whatever AI that you wind up using.
How am I borrowing with no collateral?
Well, that's the thing. You would have to have some kind of collateral to put in to the vault to then borrow against, but you're not having to use that all up. So then, if you're able to get a little collateral, you can borrow against that, and then people start coming and using the platform. You being the founder would probably have a pretty good amount of people showing up and buying your room's token. You could sell a little bit of that off to pay back some of the loan. I don't know. I mean, this is all just off the skin of my teeth, but I think it could be doable. Let's see what the chat
Appreciate you
says.
guys. Good seeing y'all.
Oh yeah, thanks for hopping up.
Yeah, thanks for the questions.
Yeah, cool space.
I saw Llama put in a screenshot of your application to join Azos is awaiting review. You'll be notified when there's an update. He says, I guess I'm in now. That's what, like a 24-hour turnaround or something like that to be reviewed to join the Discord.
Usually, so I actually just removed it. We had a bunch of bots joining there for a little bit, so I turned it on, just as a little bit of raid protection, so I could approve people. But it's turned back off now.
Sweet.
And yeah, we actually just removed the referral code requirement for our app as well. Now that everything is working well, we want it to be as easy as possible for people. So when we saw easy use the app, that was his first time. He didn't need to use any referral codes. We will include a referral code, which is optional to earn bonus points and encourage people to attract people and tell their
Nice.
friends. But it will be optional, not a requirement.
That is awesome. Yeah, nice to give people the option to earn a little seed by bringing on their friends, but super cool to have it just, wide open that anybody can come. If you're watching out there in the YouTubes a week from now or whatever, like you can just go to the Azos, what is it? App.azos.finance.
That's correct.
All right. Boomtown. So yeah, let me get a link to that in the chat too. Let me just go back to the main page because I'm in my little
Actually, you just
grow
say
area.
Boomtown, and tomorrow early morning for me, I'll be performing at Hometown Christmas side chat, the last of the year.
Awesome.
And Losa was here. The one of do you know Losa? Easy. Losa Kilimanjaro.
Very familiar sounding.
Yeah, he's one of moderators of this space, and I was getting booked with him, and I invited him. He was here for a time, but he already had to start the day. It's already morning for that hemisphere. But also, I look forward to have Penguin sharing there maybe in January. Looks like that will happen with the guys over Hometown, which is a cool community from South Korea, as far
Definitely.
as I understand. It's good to knock the door and check on them too. And there's many projects coming from there. They are Farcaster natives, and there's many people creating mini apps and using like their Discord to kind of keep the work in progress and the reports and updates with the community.
Yeah, Huntown seems like a good crew. I interact with their like mini app and back other projects with like free kind of points they give you. Like it's there's a little flywheel there too. Um, yeah, stoked. This has been a really fun, educational, and just kind of fun and entertaining show. I got to learn a bit.
Yeah,
So easy to set up that vault, dude. Like that's just
easier than
incredible
screen
because
sharing on Discord.
easier than screen sharing on Discord. Like I remember like trying to do stuff back in the day, you'd have to jump through so many hoops and just like and
Yeah,
at the same time it was kind of scary because like you didn't know if it was some like
yeah,
shady thing going on and this was just
yeah,
like all on the up and up. So
yeah.
awesome.
Yeah,
Yeah,
and
I don't have a bank account, and I can access permissionless credits here in a couple minutes.
anyone that's done a live demo knows how scary it can be. I have no sweat, right? I just like do it easy. This is gonna be the easy way. So, when you got confidence and it works, you're happy to tell people and try to get them to use it. So happy and thank you, Easy, for demonstrating just how easy it is.
Always a pleasure, and would love to, have you back in another couple months. Give us sort of update. I don't know, in February or something like that. And once we're sort of rolling, maybe there'll be additional things to share with the community. Otherwise, for anybody here tonight, I would, just remind you. Right below live chat in the event links, there's the Discord link and the website link. Really easy to go set up a vault, earn some seed, jump into the Discord, say GM, earn some more. And then, who knows in the future, kind of what extra bennies we might get by having big bags of seeds.
Looks
I
like
heard a
it's a
guitar.
goodbye. Yeah, looks
Yeah,
like it's
let's
your
play us
end.
out,
I
Jose.
feel it.
Man,
Yeah.
yeah.
Well, thank you so much for coming. We had quite a nice audience and quite a great questions. Actually, Yama, so kind. He was like, "Sorry for the harsh questions," type of thing.
No,
But I
good.
think this is the place to make the questions that are related to safety, to be able to understand things that we don't, or to be able to come. Yeah, it's about safety. Token Smart. That's the name of the space. So I think it's about uh, yeah, being able to make the questions even if they feel harsh. It's actually about
That's
the
good.
code. Yeah, it's actually about the code, the numbers, the machine. So that's pretty great. Yeah,
we've never uh we've never like sheared away from the hard questions. Usually it's positive and casual kind of friendly atmosphere. But it's important to ask those questions so that if the let's say it wasn't Penguin, it was some other guest, and you ask a hard question and they waffle and they're like, oh well, actually let's talk about like change the kind of conversation, then you're like, okay, they're not like as solid as they want you to think they are. But questions asked, questions answered.
todo lo que siento es pura vibración. 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 salud, salud. Tú, por tu actitud. Cool como un dark blues. Como el cielo azul, azul, azul. Mando bendiciones a larga distancia y es lo que me tiene las manos cargadas de música bonita. Lo que mueva el mundo será tu energía. Esa es la verdad que te estaba escondida para tu armonía. Todo lo que siento es pura vibración, pura vibración. Todo lo que siento es pura, pura vibración. Todo lo que siento es pura vibración. Todo lo que siento es pura, pura vibración. Mando bendiciones a larga distancia. Es lo que me tiene las manos cargadas. Lo que mueve al mundo será tu energía. Esa es la verdad que te estaba escondida. Todo lo que siento es pura vibración, pura vibración. Todo lo que siento es pura, pura vibración. Todo lo que siento es pura vibración. Todo lo que siento es pura, pura vibración. Keep away from FOMO and hold the vibe.
Awesome. Yeah. Happy Monday. I know we're really close to, Christmas. We just had Eighth Night
Yes.
Hanukkah. I think it was last night. So we're in the midst of the holidays, and I know it can be crazy out there. And I really appreciate everybody that came through. Also, some people were watching over on House. I'm sure there might be a few that catch this on YouTube. We probably had some over on the X. So just a big thanks. And yeah, stay safe out there. Hold to the vibes. Touch some grass when you get a chance. And check out Azos Finance and hop in the Discord. Some good peeps and good opportunities.
Yeah.
I guess that's the show. We'll see
guess
you next week. We're still on. Yeah. So
Yeah.
we fell I think it's 3 or 4 days after New Year's, so it's not too close. So we will be having a show. Who do we have booked again? I forget.
We will have Mr. Stickles.
Oh,
which is
yeah,
some
Mr.
amazing stuff
J.
because
Stickles.
is the friend that Felons show us. So nerds of the world, listen today. We will show you something amazing. Looks like this guy created the killer streaming app. So we are going to have an alpha, and he has actually 7-day trials that he can gift us to test his app.
Ooh.
Looks like it's really good. So yeah, Felons was super hype about it, and what I have been doing all this year is performing with Felons here on the Mondays, and we have been always looking for better latency, better audio, and he was like, dude, come over and check this. I already saw a demo.
Nice.
It was really nerd. I was not in that level yet. I want to have him here on my Monday so I can learn with all of you.
Awesome. All right. Well, hope to see you next week. And then after that, or is that next year? Or is it going to be next year?
After
Holy
that, it's
cow.
gonna be next year. And something esoterical here. Looks like 2025 when you so sum the numbers, it's 9, and 2026 is 1. So looks like this is an end of a cycle, and we are coming to a
Good cycle.
beginning in 2026. So pretty big stuff in that sense.
Yeah. And interestingly enough, we did not see The last couple of years we've had, like kind of all-time highs and like really hot crypto markets right around mid-November to early December. I have a feeling this is not, oh, I'm not wearing my not financial advice hat, so I can't do that. But I have a feeling that once we get a couple months into 2026 and maybe even like towards, sooner, but I think probably by March, we're going to see things get out of this kind of sideways trough and, start going up again. So, buy the dips. Much love, everybody. Enjoy the holidays. We'll either see you next week or somewhere out there in the virtual streets. We do have a Farcaster show on Fridays that me and Jose are hosting, the Speakeasy. So if you are over there and on house, join us then.
Oh,
We've sort of
easy.
decided it's a audio room, right? Because it's
You mean-
easier for everybody
yeah,
to
yeah, we are gonna
do
go
the
radio
things.
there, so it's easier
Yeah.
for everybody. But I want to say, Izzy made a beautiful picture for the show today that we wanted to have in an unlock protocol POAP type of. I'm not gonna say POAP. I didn't say anything. Okay, unlock protocol.
Collectible.
Looks like it's easier, so we're gonna use it. And he had an amazing picture. I just want people to check that art because we are gonna be trying to share that art with people. I think it's amazing what Easy is making with guest PFPs and the moment of the year at Easy's Corner.
It's been fun. Here, I can just, I'll share it with you guys right now in the chat. Oh, I think I have to do again the manage thing. Oh, maybe I can just, I think I copied it. Let me see if this works. But it was really fun coming up with our little, cozy, cozy Easy's Corner there, holiday image. So yeah, we're gonna try and get that on Unlock Protocol. I know who was here. I pretty much can get a hold of all you. Although Sad Birds, maybe write something in the chat so that you'll be logged in there as well. And hey, Ronnie, we're just winding down, but would love to see you come next Monday. We had an amazing show. You could go watch it on YouTube. Are we also on Twitch? We might be on Twitch. Actually, it's probably in the House app as well because it saves your show there. So this is viewable in other places. Really interesting, especially if you're maybe just getting into DeFi. This would have been the show to be at for some easy DeFi and being able to put up a little collateral for a loan at very low interest and stuff on Azos Finance. If you look in the chat or in the today area, there's live chat and then event links. The event links has the link for the Discord and the website for Azos Finance. So if you're interested, you can click over there and see a little bit about what we dove into today. But yeah, I don't want to keep Penguin too much longer. We've been going almost 2 hours. Appreciate your time in this holiday season. Looking forward to having you back
Yeah.
in like a couple months, and I'll see you in the Discord.
Yeah,
Thanks,
and
Izzy.
goodbye and, hello and goodbye to Ronnie. That I see that he's just joined.
Yeah. All right, we'll work on like the unlock collectible digital holiday show remembrance, and I'll hit people up when that's ready and be able to send it to your wallets. Awesome. See ya. See ya. Peace. Adiwa.
See ya, Adiwa. Yeah, looking forward. Keep away from phone, hold the vibe. See you on the streets
Oh,
of the
hold the
metaverse.
vibes.
Yeah.
That's it.
South Korea, here we go for tomorrow.
Nice.